What's up guys, it's Endymion, here with a part 2 to my previous theory video titled A New Hero. In this second part I want to cover more things I would like to see in Mass Effect 4. If you haven't seen the first part, well, it's on my channel, and going along with that previous video, we're again going to stay with that idea that a bounty hunter is the core concept of what the new Mass Effect hero would be in this instance. So let's get going. Starting off, I want to look at Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and a system Ubisoft added into these newer Assassin's Creed games with their mercenary system, which basically is a gameplay mechanic that gives the player a massive amount of high-value, high-dangerous targets that roam the open world in search of, well, you, the player, and as you kill these mercenaries, you rise in ranks, and based on your progression, you unlock special traits and bonuses for engaging with this system. In terms of Mass Effect, I think a system similar to this would be more so being a database where the new hero is able to track and see what the most wanted targets are located in the galaxy, and planning your attack from there to be a good idea. They could even add in unique bonuses for money, experience, or items if you maybe bring a target in alive instead of dead, and as you arrest, kill, or blow up targets, you progress further into the most wanted database and unlock deadlier, more twisted targets. This leads me into my other gameplay idea, this time from Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings game, which is famous for its unique nemesis system. In this game, when you kill orcs, they can survive death and come back even more twisted and powerful, and actively seek you out for a rematch. In terms of Mass Effect, I wouldn't really have targets come back to life, however. We need to realize that a big part of the Milky Way galaxy within Mass Effect houses the terminus systems of space, where it's basically no law, all bad stuff all the time. So realistically, even if you were to hunt down a target, get your credits, and send them to jail, they could be potentially broken out of jail by their goons, or as we all know, justice is all kinds of corrupted, so these targets, especially higher ranked ones, could find ways to leverage the system and use their influence to buy their way out of a jail cell. So the nemesis system here wouldn't necessarily be like Shadow of War, but the idea of most wanted targets who turned into the authorities, breaking out, getting resources, and having a bone to pick with you as you're out with your squad mates doing who knows what in some dark corner of the universe would be really interesting. Imagine being in a bar in the terminus systems with your squad mates, and that huge Krogan battlemaster you thought you put in the slammer walks in the front door, unloads their shotgun on the customers, and boom, a bloody firefight ensues. Tell me that wouldn't be cool. It's cool, I know it would be. My third gameplay mechanic idea would be various forms of transportation outside of a Mako Nomad-like vehicle, but it would be great to have actual vehicle chases in the Mass Effect universe. Going back to that Krogan battlemaster in the bar fight, what if the Krogan is losing, runs out of the bar, hijacks a vehicle, and starts racing away between the neon-colored streets of some alien city, and you can rush out, get on a vehicle, and your squad mates are commenting on the entire situation, and you gotta chase them down. But if you lose them, the bad guy lives to fight another day to jump you later. Or you can hunt them down and arrest them again, or shoot them to death, whatever you want. I think that would be awesome for dynamic gameplay in a new Mass Effect game. Like, look how cool this is, and this was in Mass Effect 2. Imagine what they could do with the chase sequences in Mass Effect. Man, I love the Lair of the Shadowbroker DLC. Anyway, moving on. Another thing I would love in a new Mass Effect game is a bigger emphasis in variety in terms of melee combat. I'm not saying Mass Effect needs to go full-blown Assassin's Creed, but it would be nice to have some actual melee combat or builds we could make that center around actually being close to our enemies to stab them, besides playing a Vanguard class and spamming Charge and Nova constantly. And speaking about gameplay variety and control, it's time we got the ability to issue squad commands again like the original trilogy. Andromeda strangely completely omitted this idea, and it is definitely noticeable. I know we've all felt like big brain tactical geniuses freezing the gameplay only to stasis a group of dudes here, incinerate another, and yeet a biotic throw into that stasis, causing all those dudes to explode all in a split second. It's just cool, it needs to come back. Another thing I hope not only Mass Effect's sequel has, but also Dragon Age 4, is the ability to change your physical appearance whenever you want. Andromeda had this with the facial reconstruction surgery option they added in an update after the game came out, and it's a great addition. Sometimes your custom look doesn't translate well once in game, and you should be allowed to change it on your ship instead of having to restart the entire game again from scratch. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense to keep changing your face, but this is a video game, and aesthetics matter like crazy in BioWare games. Ask any Dragon Age fan out there who spent hours in the character creator creating their heroes. It matters. And another thought I was going back and forth with is what should Mass Effect's level design look like? Because when you look at it, Mass Effect 2 and 3 both follow very linear-based level structure ideas, whereas Andromeda banks on making these massive Dragon Age Inquisition-like areas where you can travel around in and just do whatever you kind of want to. So what should the sequel do? In my opinion, the answer is in the middle of these. I want to look at Deus Ex Human Revolution and its sequel Mankind Divided. These games in particular bank on being as wide as a lake but as deep as an ocean, over being as big as an ocean and as deep as a puddle, like most open world games, and I think that idea to game design would be a better fit for a Mass Effect game personally. The more densely packed, quality driven, and unique looking the gameplay area is, I believe the better it would be. That's why, for me anyway, Deus Ex's Detroit is far more interesting, memorable, and fun to play around in than, say, most open world games these days that just have big open fields with dead time in between as you run from one objective to the next. But again, that's just gonna be me. And finally, for this video, I would love to actually pilot my ship. I'm not saying full-blown No Man's Sky, but at least being able to fly in between planets within a system and having actual space fights would be pretty cool. It could be gimmicky, sure, like a gummy ship in Kingdom Hearts, but I think it would add some much needed variety to the gameplay. And going back to my idea of previous most wanted targets jumping you in the game world, yeah, you could do that too with space fights. It would make the game universe feel more dangerous and unpredictable, which is always welcome to me. But yeah, that's what I got for today. Well guys, that's it for part 2 of my hopes and dreams for a Mass Effect sequel. Should I do a part 3? Let me know in the comments below. I know some of these ideas may seem weird, but I think a true bounty hunter Mass Effect game with these ideas could be really cool and engaging. Also, I'm gonna throw it in there, if it's cool, let's get some destructible environments thrown in for good measure. After all, BioWare is using the Frostbite engine for Dragon Age 4, and for all we know, they could be using it for Mass Effect sequel as well. I mean, they used it for Andromeda, and in the Frostbite engine was made by DICE, the creators of Battlefield, which made that engine specifically for the large-scale warfare battles and the destruction of environmental objects for Battlefield, so having a little bit of that in a Mass Effect game, I think could be pretty cool. Well, that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, thank you for 800 subscribers. Holy crap. I'm almost to my goal of 1,000 subscribers in 2021. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting my videos. You guys are driving me to actually make my content better and more interesting as time goes on. So what should I make next? More Mass Effect theories? Maybe a Final Fantasy theory video. What about a video about how much I love the Darksiders franchise? Always wanted to do that one. Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe to help me out, and I'll see you in the next one.